Hello, my name is Rich. I use the he, him pronouns, and you watch my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role-playing games with friends. It's Saturday as we record, and we are heading towards the uh, end of our run of Hyperspace D6, which is a open D6 hack, stripping down, skimming up the original Star Wars role-playing game, which is what I love to play Star Wars games on Star Wars Saturdays. We are in the middle of a mission called Meltdown, which came from Star Wars Instant Adventures in the 90s. And it's fun to run games that are older than the people playing them, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, I mean, we play tic-tac-toe, so it's fine. We are in the middle of the mission of Meltdown. You're currently on Imperial Operations Platform 773, so called because that's the name of the map that I took from Misha's maps. Because I love this map. I've used it like more than once. It's just super cool looking. Anyway, the PCs are aboard this Imperial fuel depot station. You have already achieved your mission, which is to retrieve 30 Sorosub KL-45 coolant hydro valves, which can be used to save Obus Base, which is filled with rebels and New Republic operatives who are sweating to the oldies. No, that's not exactly what they're doing. But you are trying to save them, and deciding that hey, this is Imperial. You're rebels. You're going to do rebellious stuff. And unfortunately, when we ended the session, someone was caught. And that someone, unfortunately, isn't here to play out being caught. That is Greg. Greg's unable to join us this session. So I'll just do horrible things to his character like every GM does, right? Isn't that the plan? No worries at all, friends. It's fine. So let's go around the horn, remind ourselves of our characters. We're going to go to you last, Adesh, because I want you to introduce your character, and then we're going to figure out, because you weren't here last session, where Kulla is. So let's start from the left-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards Adesh. Stephen, if you could introduce yourself and remind us about your character.
Hi, my name is Steven. My pronouns are he, him. I'm playing Jody, or J0D1, whose pronouns are she, her. Jody is a sentient droid, all about droid freedom, and she has been, trying to help with repairs, trying to help sneak around places and steal what we need to. But right now, she's talking to the sergeant in charge of this depot.
That's right. Our sergeant is Sergeant Linus Mosk. He's the head of security and very diligent about it. Next up is Kay. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Yeah, hi, I'm Kay of the She and They variety, and I am playing Siren Mand, or Sai, he, him, a former Zygerian slave who just likes hanging out in vents and getting shiny things. And that's what he's about, and that's okay. Sometimes they don't need to have complications more than that. They could just like the shinies.
Hmm, hopefully they are more complicated than that. We just haven't discovered it yet.
No, no,
So
no, just a kitty. Just a
okay,
kitty who likes
you might
shinies.
want to make a backup character. Adesh, you are up. Please introduce yourself. Tell us about your character.
Yeah, I'm Anders, he, him. I'm playing Cola Breaker Break, she, her. She's an ex street kid turned getaway driver who turned on her crew, stole the money, and ran away to the rebellion. Nothing bad will come of this. I'm absolutely sure. Um, yeah, that's it.
Excellent. So, Kola, where have you gone? So, just to be clear, you guys arrived, you faked that you were having engine trouble. That's how you were able to talk your way onto this Imperial Fuel Depot plane. The security, the depot sec, they're not stormtroopers. They're mostly young. They look under-equipped and bored. This is a place that you are stationed, not a place that you ascend to. The Sergeant Mosk was impressed by your attractive captain, and someone to talk to who isn't the people who report to him, and has brought Captain Mac into the very meager common area, and they have been talking. He's mostly been talking. She's been blithe. Jody was there. Did not come aboard officially and has done a lot of skulking around and has secured the 30 Sorosub KL-45 coolant hydrovalves and already pulled them back onto your ship, the Vosentas. Um, a set of klaxons have just gone off, and Shan Hedsard, your techie, he had slipped away from Captain Mac to go somewhere and caused some problems. So, where do you imagine? How do you imagine? Like this is we like cut in some of the this is where Cola has been all along footage to catch you up.
I think that's the fun, boring montage because I think I was hanging out by our vehicle to make sure nobody was messing with it while everyone else was out doing stuff. So I think it's like five different shots of Cola hanging by the vehicle, smoking a death stick, and just not trying to resist her impulse to cause trouble.
Nice. And I think you were there on the ship with Rick Weevil, and he maybe we had a couple cut-ins where he's trying to like spark up a conversation, but I guess you brush him off, and it's obvious that he thinks you're interesting or intriguing in some way. Then all of a sudden, Sai shows up with the Sorosub Hydrovalve crate, so you guys very bit of activity, get the stuff in and secure everything, and now klaxons are going off. And Rick looks at you and he's like, "Oh, um, we can't fly without Captain Mac. She's got the codes. I can't even go."
Well, I guess I better go deal with this then, and I just take off towards where I
Okay, I'll start the
assume.
pre-flight checks.
Yeah, yeah, you do that. Uh, I'll just take off towards where I believe the captain to be.
Cool. Then Sai, when the klaxons first go off, we see a red light in the heating ducts, and these little, very very small, kind of like pen-sized things, like pop up, and then half of it bends over, and these laser things, not like shooting you laser, more like laser sights of some kind, start scanning, and one crosses your paw and stops. What do you do? There's a like
Um,
a red light on your. Oh, it's very exciting though. It's a red light.
red light. Oh yeah, I was about to say, oh, red lighting.
Hmm.
But I think
Maybe you could catch it.
I have an idea, and I don't know if this is too crazy. So let me know if this is too
Okay.
crazy. Before it passes over me, can I like grip onto the top so it goes over the top, right? And then I flop, so I'm holding on to like the I've like got myself on
No,
top of it, so then
there's
it's
not that much
down.
space. I'm sorry.
Okay. I figured,
These are
listen,
not cat. It's a space opera, but I don't think they're space opera sized airbags.
totally okay. You just you don't if you don't ask, you don't know.
It's true.
Um so from just to clarify for Kay, so this thing is basically being like, you're in here, and now they know you're in here.
That is what is happening. Yes.
Um, and I'm assuming it moves too quickly to for me to try to like get technical with it so it doesn't get the information back.
Oh, you could try. Sure.
Yeah, I want to try.
Okay, so you're like reaching out to grab the thing and maybe twisting it to play with the wires and do some happy, fun, joy hacking, slicing thing. Is that the intent?
Yeah.
Cool. This will be difficult. Less the catching it, you can achieve that. The like doing something so that the information is not received, that is the part that will be problematic. We'll call it difficult. That means you need to roll a 20. Oh, Andesh, we are declaring that one of your die that you roll in a pool is a destiny die. It's in the rules. I had forgotten about it. So the destiny die just adds a little bit more flavor to your results. If the destiny die is a one, something bad happens. Even if you roll successfully, if you roll a six, something good happens even if you fail. So let's build your pool. So what are you engaging in? I feel like you're angling towards some kind of technical thing, but you tell me what you think
I
applies.
would imagine technical is probably the place. I mean, if I could totally, just steal it with dexterity, that'd be great. No, but I imagine it's
You can steal
probably
it with dexterity, no roll. The problem is that it would have sent the signal. So
it would have signaled.
a computer's roll, which you don't have any, but you do have a three die in technical.
Yeah.
So you're rolling three dice. One of those three dice is your destiny die. Do you wish to spend any character
I'm going to spend
points?
a character point, which gets me 5
No. Oh, do you? Oh, that's right. You have the lucky, or
luck.
yeah, that's right.
And then
Nice.
I'm going to spend my force point, so it's double. So now
Wow.
I'm
So you're
rolling
rolling 10
10.
dice? Are you sure? That is a lot of dice.
Yeah, but the chance of getting 20 on 5 dice is
Not great.
very low.
Okay. Fantastic. You're rolling 10d6, one of which will be your destiny die. I'm very excited about this. Wow. There's like a way to do this for streaming with the dice thing. Only a two on your
38.
destiny die. Wow. That is amazing. I almost wish I'd got higher so that you would see more impressive. But yes, you snatch the little pen-sized scope, yank it out, grab some wires. Do you have a splicing kit? Is that, or do you imagine that you're just kind of hot wiring it in some way, putting
Um,
the red wire and green wire together?
I don't have that, so I'm assuming I'm just hot wiring.
Okay. Um,
Unless I can get real real interesting with a survival pack or a med pack.
um, I think maybe you just fritz it out,
Yeah.
and that's how you're able to avoid. That's impressive, by the way. Quite impressive. Cool. Um, it a little bit of smoke comes. You smell the burning plastic, and you have successfully stopped anyone from being aware of where you are and your current little area that you're in, the section of air vent. That laser is no longer active. You do see, though, down the bend, there's another little red light. Uh, and then as you look back to where you came from, another red light
Is there any way
scanner.
38 is good enough to just take down the whole system so
It
that
is
that all
not. That was
individuals?
not your intent.
Okay.
So sorry.
That's okay.
You're gonna have to. Good luck. You got it. Let's cut to Jody. Sergeant Mosk just apologized to Captain Mack, said he had to take care of some stuff, grabbed the two soldiers who were with him, and he has taken off. You and Captain Mack are currently alone in the common room. Mack says, maybe I go back. Do we know if we have the valves? Maybe I should go.
So if I remember correctly, we have communicators, and we've said, hey, we have what we need, and then alarms started going off. Um, and I was interfacing with the computer system to see some of what was going on. Um, and I think I tell Mac, yeah, you do need to go. I'll be right behind you, and I'm going to set off every alarm in a random pattern that I can.
Nice. They're coming from everywhere. Awesome. That is fantastic. Um, you're in the system, so we're just going to say that that happens. Let's jump to Kala. So things are getting a little whoops, a little hectic back there. You were headed into, I believe you were headed in. So you reach, if you look at the map, you reach main airlock A. That is where the group entered. And you see that there is wearing one of those like uh black bowl
Yeah.
helmets, one of the security guards. Um, he looks about your age, but twice as worried. He sees you, and then he starts reaching for his blaster, but it's got a little, like button thing over it, and so he starts like fumbling with it. How stop! You need to stop! You need to stop! This is a secure area. What do you do?
Whoa, whoa, whoa! I'm just looking for my captain. I got a message for her.
I could deliver it.
No, I gotta go in person. It's personal.
Awesome. So good. Let's see you convince him to let you pass into the thing, which is absolutely against regulations. So he's not great at his job, but he does know that.
Yeah, yeah.
Therefore, I'm going to say that this is a difficult action.
Um, I guess this is deceive.
Yeah, you're definitely trying to deceive. When at first,
Yeah, I got 3 dice in deceive. I assume I'm going to fail. I'm just going to roll and then probably punch him.
You
But
don't want to spend like 4 character points at a force point because you will definitely succeed if you do that.
no, I'll just roll it. And
Okay. 3 dice. You are screwed. This is
yeah,
great.
yeah, absolutely.
Which one's your destiny
And
die? Okay,
uh,
easy to tell.
yeah,
That is a faily fail. Awesome. He, you say, oh, I need to talk to my captain. He finally gets the gun out and he says, this is set to stun. You need to get back in your ship right now. Post haste.
uh, am I like? I think I just kick it out of his hand and punch him in the face.
Turns out that will be easier than talking your way through.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do these mechanics encourage you for violence? I don't know. Why would Rich set such target numbers? It's going to be, uh, I think he does have a gun on you, so I'm going to call it moderate for you to try to take this guy down. But let's see how that goes.
That makes sense. Was boring conversation anyway.
That
So moderate is 15, right?
is correct.
Cool. Well, at this point, do I have any character points? I do. I'll spend the character point, push my odds from kind of bad to decent.
Okay.
I hope I just have one white die now. I do,
You
and that's a
do. Oh, so close.
14. Ooh.
Oh man. It's canted, but it's a 2 on the destiny die. So I think what happens is he hands shaking a little Barney Five style there. You slide in all cool and everything. The blaster goes off. Bwah! And it was set to stun, so it's like a sound effect right over your head. You hit him like right in the solar plexus. He lets out a cough. And his reaction is not agile or good close quarter combat style. He just kind of hugs you onto you to like hold on to you. He's going to try to hold on to you to push you to the ground. He only outweighs you by a good 20 pounds. You two of you are wrestling a little bit in the break, not the break, in the little storage in the area between the two storage rooms. And that is when Captain Mac enters the airlock area where the two of you are wrestling. And so what are you doing? We gotta go. And she tries to run around you. Uh, so
That's what
we
I was saying.
cool. We cut to Jody. Jody, you got into the systems. You saw several alarms that going on. You set alarms off. Well, sorry, you saw the alarms where they were happening. It started in the docking control area. You decided to set off multiple alarms so that the security forces couldn't easily locate what was going on. You check in the camera uh, that shows the docking control area, and you see that Shan Hedsard has just been shot, and he is slumping down at this point. And there's a, a, a very upset looking docking control person with their blaster, and is smoking. And they are not like they look like, oh my goodness, I just shot somebody. I have
And
weird feelings. What do you
Shan
do?
is Greg's character, correct?
Correct, sorry.
Okay, great.
Shan Hedsard.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm just used to seeing them on a sheet and not on the, NPC tab.
I hit it to take away the teammate from you.
No,
Here,
it's fine.
I'll unhide. There we
No,
go.
no, no, it's fine. But I know where they are, so I'm setting off multiple alarms. I get on the communicator and say, okay, everybody back to the ship. You've got, less than a minute. We'll be heading off um once you get there. We're not waiting. And I'm going to run where Shan is, and I want to see if I can't grab him. So he was just shot by a guard, right?
He was.
So um let's see. The guard is on alert, or what's the guard doing with him? Like cuffing
Right
him or
now,
dragging him?
like when
Yeah.
you saw this, the guard is looking at the thing, and he's now going to like call this in to the sergeant. He's remembered. Oh yeah, I have protocols for this. Sergeant Moss told me all about this. I just never thought it would really happen to me. This is so exciting. It's the worst day and best day of my life.
And this
Uh,
is what I can see through the camera, right?
yeah, let's say you
Yeah.
see it through the camera. He's now trying to call Sergeant Mosk.
Um, let's see. So I think I'm just gonna head his direction, see if I can get there first.
Ooh, exciting.
Yeah.
Um, you can certainly get there. When you head in to the doors open up, and this security guard looks at you, and he's like, "Yeah, it's right here in in control center." And then he brings up his blaster. It's not shaky now. He's shot somebody. He's got a taste for it. Uh, he's like, "Step back, protocol droid.
I'm
I'll
like,
blast you."
you are crazy. What are you doing? You should not be hurting these people. This is against protocol.
He
Um,
stands and he sees your you have your restraining bolt on, right? And so he just trusts in that and says, "Go back to the um Rich needs to look at map to remember what it is called. He knows right away. No pausing from the NPC. Go back to the common area, droid, immediately. This is an Imperial
absolutely.
order."
Absolutely. And I reach down and pick up Sean and head back. Like drag Sean back.
Yeah, let's see if you can pull it off. So I'm gonna call this easy for you to bluster your way to, yeah, I'll just take this dead body with me. Not dead body, but
Yeah.
person you shot who should be a prisoner.
Um so that's going to be, what would that be?
Uh,
Uh
it
Deceive?
feels like you're trying to deceive, which you're not bad at. You're
No.
quite good. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Let's
Who
see.
even knew that your protocol droid was the best liar among you?
Um so I think that's 5 dice. I'm gonna roll that. Got a 5 on the destiny die and a 16 total.
Nice. Oh, by the way, those dice are cool. Those dice look really neat. I think I have those.
Um, I found out something last week that I should tell everyone. If you're using dice, I think there's a limit to the number of sets you can have.
Yeah,
So
I
some of the
started actually winnowing out some of mine, the ones that I just grabbed because I thought they'd be cool.
I need to do that, but I think some of the ones that I got at first kind of dropped off the front end. So yeah.
Oh.
And there's a thing in your settings where you can increase the amount of
Yep.
dice that you have.
Yep.
So Okay.
Eventually, I think, yeah, I have to pay.
Yeah, probably.
Who knows? Person who's running a website needs money to keep running the website. Oh well. Best of luck to them. Awesome. That is very successful. And he says nothing more. Mosk, you hear over the intercom, on my way, as he says gruffly, heading towards, because they've checked out three alarms now at this point. Sigh. Uh, do you know that you could, if you want, pop down and enter the main floor section, or you can continue to try to sneak through the areas that are currently covered by the little laser sights. What would you like to do?
Where would I drop down on the map?
That is a great question. You, at current, I think, if it's okay with you, I think you were looking over the hydroponic garden, which is on deck one.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that sound fun? Cool? Interesting?
Interesting. Yeah, 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 yeah.
And the reason that you were looking down into the hydroponic garden is that from your vantage point, you could see that there was a cracked holocron shoved like in between a few of the little trees, the little horticulture
Ooh.
trees. And
Yeah.
yeah, so there's that.
Sai's gonna drop down there. He's gonna grab that little cracked holocron if he can.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, sure.
thing. And then what color are Captain Mac's eyes?
Okay. That is a great question. I think from the picture, it looks like she has brown eyes.
Are there any brownish flowers
Brownish flowers. Oh goodness. Well, we've got dice. Let's say brownish flowers are
that aren't dead?
that aren't dead. I've got to say, let's have you roll just a die of fate. 4, 5, 6, yes. 1, 2, 3, no. Unfortunately. Oh,
Hey!
yeah, you find one that's got just hints of brown. It is a healthy flower. Um,
Yeah, I'll cut off with a claw like a bunch of those to bring to give to the captain. And I grab the cracked holodisc and I'm on my way back.
Awesome. I just tried to Google Star Wars brown flower, and the first that came up was a Star Wars inspired bridal bouquet. Um,
Oh,
isn't that neat? And evidently, there's a Star Wars roleplay called Among the Brown Flowers. So I'm just going to stop looking for that and say it's a thing.
it's dang.
Awesome. You are running, and you hear other thunderous boots, jackbooted thugs making their way towards. Uh, and if you take a look at the map, you see that there is a main hallway ring, which is how you traverse most everything. Lucky for you, the hydroponic garden to main airlock A is a pretty short like slice along that pie.
Yeah.
So let's. I think I want to see you stealth your way from one point to the other and get out of here to egress without further problems.
Hmm.
We'll say that the difficulty is moderate because there are a lot of people around.
All right. Okay, three. So that's four. Four. Moderated, what? 15?
It is.
Four seems fine, right? Yeah, let's go with four.
It
Let's go
seems
with four.
risky.
Let's go with four and see what happens. Hey.
Nice, nice. So we cut to Captain Mac. Jody, you've just pulled Shan on board, and Captain Mac is on the loudspeakers. Where is that cat? Where's the cat?
And Jody says, "We're leaving without him."
Nice. Um, Sai, how do you emerge onto the um, through the airlock onto the Vosentas before they close the doors one last
Yeah, I
time?
think it's like just about to close, and we see him like do like a jump and a flip, and he just like slips through the top of it and lands right in front of Captain Mac holding out the bouquet of flowers.
Well, Captain Mac's up at the
Oh,
but yeah, you can come out with flowers and make your way to the bridge
yeah. He just
that
flips back in, goes like hits the thing as if it's a non-issue. Swaps, puts the holocron in his back of it, grabs the meatballs and the flowers, and starts to go where Captain Mac is.
awesome. Meatball and flowers as a apology sounds great.
Yeah.
Cool. I will mark off that 6 hours have passed, although we can have a scene or two aboard the Vos and Toss. You present meatballs and flowers, and she looks at the meatballs. Okay, that looks good. And then she sneezes when you present her the
Hmm.
flowers. She's like, "What are you doing? Are you trying to?"
I
Thank you
burn them.
very much. Just put it in a vase or something.
I burn the flowers immediately.
Sweet. So Kala, you guys have made your way out at this point, are leaving this area. Sergeant Mosk, um, probably going to call this in, but he does not mobilize fighters to chase after you quite yet. What do you do?
So we're back on the ship.
You are back on the Vosentoss, all
Yeah.
crew accounted for. You have secured the cargo that you needed.
Um, think. Ooh, let's see. I want to check my skills. Not a great. Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm just trying to. No, actually, I'm gonna run to like a gunnery turret or something, um, just in case something bad happens. I'm not good at it, but someone's gonna do it, and it looks fun.
Cool. So yeah, you jump into the turret, which is uh, a wise choice because before you guys can get far enough away from the fuel depot that Captain Mac can plug in the hyperspace coordinates and jump to hyperspace, two TIE fighters start screaming towards you as Captain Sergeant Mosk has finally called them in. So, what do you wish to do, Kala?
I guess I start blasting, but I'm
Now,
terrible at this. I
you
only
are
have
you.
two dice
So,
in
I have
gunnery.
good news for you, though.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
this ship isn't a battle tested cruiser in any way, shape, or form. This is a modification to the Vosentoss isn't supposed to have any weapons. So this little bubble turret is a aftermarket purchase that Captain Mac has made, mostly because you just said I go to the turret, therefore it obviously has to be there. The good news is that it has two dice that it gives to anyone who is trying to use it.
Ooh.
So you get two dice automatically, no spend whatsoever. That is one of the ways that you have a snowball's chance in hell of fighting two TIE fighters. This is going to be amazing. I am a big fan of this. Let's set a difficulty. These things are coming. They don't expect this weapon to be here. So the first shot's going to be easy.
Mhm. Yeah, so I think what this is like I run to where this is, and you like run down or slide down a ladder and then pull a lever, and the tower kind of like the cupola pops up pops out on the bottom of the ship. uh and I just yeah I blast whichever one of them is offering me the best shot, because that's uh, all I can do. Um, I'm rolling 4 dice. Not a lot. I'm rolling great. 21.
That's fantastic.
Couldn't get that before when I was rolling like 5, 6 dice.
Very cool.
But I'm not
The
complaining. I'm not complaining.
You should not complain because this is exactly when you most needed it. Um, this is a TIE fighter. It has no shields. You hit it on a direct hit, right? It's the thing where you get tone, you fire it, pwah, 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 pwah. Boom, it explodes very loud in space, and the other TIE fighter comes like flying, screaming through the debris of his buddy. He doesn't even say words. Because he's totally dialed in, and he strafes the ship. The Vosentoss takes the first array of gunfire inside the ship. Jody, Sai, two of you are shaken. Jody, where were you taking the unconscious and still heavily wounded form of Shan?
So I think I come in, um, I tell Captain Mac, we got to go, leave him. I see Cola head down towards the turret. I leave Shan like just in a hallway,
Hmm.
you know, nothing I can do right now. We all have to get out. So I'm helping Captain Mac to make sure that, we can punch it.
Awesome. Awesome. So you're going to try to assist Captain Mac in. It turns out that you are, if I remember correctly from the notes, an astromech droid. You can help her plot the coordinates faster so you guys can jump to hyperspace. Right now, it is 3 turns before you guys can jump to hyperspace. You, if you want to make a difficult roll, you can lower that to 2. And if you achieve a very difficult, you can jump it down to the very next round.
Um, sure. Let's see what I can do. So I think this is probably technical.
Can I assist?
You can. How do you assist?
I have a pretty good technical skill, granted, not as well, actually, kind of actually similar to Jody.
Hmm.
Um, and so I think I'm just in tandem, you know, there like when they need a second set of hands, like to move something to them quicker, so that like essentially like the space between is shorter, if that makes sense.
Sure. All right, so take another die.
Okay. So I think this is going to be technical vehicles. Um,
Absolutely.
so I have that ready. Um, I'm going to spend a character point too. Whoops. Okay, let's roll that. 24. Oh, not quite the next time.
Ah, so you got 2 turns to deal with, which means that that TIE fighter has done damage to the Vosentoss and is coming around for another pass over the comms. Jody, Sai, you hear this TIE fighter saying, stand down, I will blow you to space. Under Imperial orders, you are ordered to stand down. And Captain Mac flips some bird, even though there's like you guys are looking in. She's got a lot of work, and who even knows what that means. Kala, this TIE fighter is not worried about you thinking if it kills the ship, you will die inside it.
That's
However, it is aware of you, so now it's gone from easy when you rolled incredibly well to difficult because it has turned on all of its um, sensors and is moving quickly.
difficulty is 20, right?
That is right.
I have 4 dice. Those are not great odds. I'm. How do you get back force points?
We decided that you get a force point at the beginning of a mission. Generally
Cool.
one per session because I'm trying to get missions in
Yeah,
for each. So yeah.
I'm gonna burn my force point.
Oh, bold.
Yeah, I think I'm just zoning in and uh, like saying to myself, it's just like picking off uh, well, whatever thing I would be picking off in the on the back streets of the planet I'm from. I don't even know what it's called. Who cares? Uh, so I'm rolling 8 dice because I double the number of dice, right? Not the result.
Correct. You double the number of dice.
Cool. And I've got one special die. That is a 26.
Yes. What does it look like when you dial in just perfectly for the just right shot?
I think this TIE fighter is like going like sweeping past me under and doing like a corkscrew maneuver to go up and just blast the engines or something. And I'm instead of like trying to follow it, I spin around to and shoot exactly where it's going to be. So I just figure out where it's going and take it back.
Awesome. The ship is rocked again because this was a simultaneous action, but you then blast it out of space just moments before Jody hits the button and Captain Mac pulls down the lever and you jump into hyperspace. Um, Excellent work, everyone. Captain Mac. Oh, thanks, stars. We, we got the hydro valves. Oh, my poor ship. If I was in toss, oh man, I'm gonna lose some. A lot of crits on this.
So I had already handed them the meatballs and then the flowers, which were a disaster.
She's
But
happy about the meatballs. She
she's
can't
happy
really
about
eat
the
them right
meatballs.
now, but yeah.
Yes, but I'm going to hand her I'm gonna hand her a armor vest.
Thank you. I hate that I need this, but I obviously need this.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh, do Shan, is he all right?
Oh, I think whenever the vest is handed over, I'm like, "Welcome to the rebellion," and I turn over and start, doctoring on Shan and seeing what I can do to just get him stabilized.
Well, you kind of dropped him in a hallway. When
Yeah.
you go back looking for him, you see that ASP-02 has carried him to.
Uh-huh.
They don't have like a full-on med bay here, but the area where the first aid kit is.
I'll
Good, good.
actually, I have 4 dice in medicine, so and a med pack.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
you
Get
guys
over
use a
here.
med pack and care for him. My excuse for Greg not being here is he's going to be KO'd for this, but you can
Mhm.
keep him from getting worse in injuries. That if that's cool with everybody, and I'm going to
Yay.
actually give him a. Oh, he's still hunted. Awesome. So he will be tired when he wakes. There we go. Awesome. I gotta give you guys more conditions. That's a note for myself. So, um, I think this could be the point where we take our mid-game break. Steven, does
Sounds
that
great.
work for you?
Yep, perfect.
Okay, fantastic. We're going to take our mid-game bio break. All right, we're back from our break. We had a little chat. It's going to be a shorter game, but that's okay. Descending into Obas's lower troposphere, you make visual contact with the entrance to the base. The massive doors that normally keep out the extreme temperatures appear to have been open, leaving a wide gap in the side of the cliff that leads into the main docking bay. Captain Mack informs you via her loudspeakers, I have no contact with the base. I don't know if their signals are down or what. So this could get interesting.
I think you mean it could be more interesting.
Nice. So, um, she starts bringing in. We see it's not like there's volcanic eruptions happening here. It's no better or worse than normal. the planet itself is in the same tectonic shifts, the same um, volcanic ash spewed into the air. The reason that this is a terrible idea to have a base here, and also the best place you can have a base that the Imperials be like, no one would build a base here. It's volcanic. It's not. It's barely an M-class planet. Um, so as you start heading down deeper through the troposphere, coming down towards the surface, Rick Weevil says, "Hey, um, if those coolants are down, you guys ought to. I don't know if we can get anything to fit your tail inside, but we've got some suits." So he's recommending that you guys wear space suits of some kind because it is going to
Mhm.
be very, very difficult.
I think I start putting one on, and like the legs are too long and the arms are too long, and it's just big and baggy on me.
Sai has taken his tail and like it's up against his back and then wrapped around his neck so that it fits in the suit.
Awesome.
And I
Um,
think for me, I'm going to take some of the plating from the environmental plating from the asteroids and start bolting it on to protect some of my more delicate circuitry.
yeah, the droids help you. Captain Max says, "Those are the only two suits I've got. They're real expensive. I'll stay on the ship." And so will Rick. Force be with you. So you now have entered. She lands the Vosentoss, and sorry, I want to expand out our little map. You're no longer at the Imperial Operations Platform 773 or at the Oba Space. And she just brings the Vosentoss straight into the launch bay and pulls as far in as she can into the hangar area. There are reinforced permacrete and Formex walls there, and that's about where she's able to get it. So if you see the ready one position, that's where she's able to bring the Vosentoss without causing damage to it and in the hangar bay itself. She says, I sure would love to do some repairs on her, but I'm gonna wait and let you guys do the coolant work, okay?" When you open the door area, you can see like the mirage on a desert. You can see the waves of heat. Jody, your temperature sensors are spamming and crazy. The maintenance area here is a large dome-shaped chamber with power generators, environmental control systems, trash recycling equipment, and other devices necessary. And yeah, you guys make your way through. Everyone has been pulled back. No one is communicating with you, and they have closed a series of doors. So I am curious how you want to deal with the first door.
So I don't remember all the details. If I recall, whenever we left, didn't they say they were going to fall back to the command center and kind of try and hull up there? Is that correct?
That is a great question. They're in the command center.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where, yeah, that's exactly where they
And
pull
then the
back to.
repairs need to happen to the fuel cells that are nearby underneath.
That is right.
Okay,
Good
good.
memory.
Okay.
Or did you take notes? Either way, good job.
Well, it was just looking at the map. The map really helped. So,
Yay,
yeah.
map.
The fuel cells are under the hangar bay, right? Those-
Um, the fuel cells in the hangar bay. Yes, the fuel cells are underneath the hangar bay itself.
And
Adjacent to
you,
the, yeah, because if we were looking at the picture of the side cut, that's where the fuel
yeah.
cells.
So how do you get, oh, lift to tunnels and ground facilities? Is that one?
Yep.
Oh, that's over there. How do you get down there?
Ah, you can climb down through the command center. You can also head down through. Um, sorry, I'll just let's just all look at the map together. I'm gonna blow this up a little bit. Oh, do it to 150. Okay. Ways that you can get to the fuel cells to replace the oh shoot, I hit the thing. To replace the coolant hydro valves.
Yeah.
There is a way to reach through the command center. You can also head down this area here and then move across. Those are the two ways to enter into the fuel cell area. There's a lot. Like they don't want an explosion here to cause a
Yeah,
series
yeah.
of explosions in the fuel cells. Does that seem clear enough?
Yeah, absolutely. So it seems like the latter way with the lift and stuff would be better because we don't need to expose the command center
Yes.
to anything. And then we just need to go like around here behind the ready one position. We can go to the lift to the tunnels.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to send a message to the command center saying, you know, initiating repairs. So they know we're here and, someone's not attacking the base.
Cool.
Cool. Just so it's clear, they have not communicated with you guys at this point.
Right.
So, yeah, you reach out, you do not hear a response from them. Um, but there are thick jets of gases spraying out of the maintenance out of the area as you open the hatchway to head for the lift heading down. The gases subside. You see the interior of the lift area, the room is tight, and the walls are incredibly hot. Luckily, you're in space suits, so you don't burn up. But Jody, your sensors are all in the red, and I think you need to mark a condition. I love that you have custom conditions, by the way. I think that's really cool that you made that change.
Hmm. Let's see. It sounds good. Let's say low power. I
Ooh,
think
neat.
that that's helping to deplete my batteries.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right. So, um, the three of you working together make your way slowly down the lift or the ladder, the shafts of the ladder, and reach the level with the fuel cells. And because the lift itself is no longer working, and when you come out to the level, you now have the hydro valves. I assume you've kind of shifted them down. They're not light, but you have them. To install all of the hydro valves requires a difficult technical roll. That is a 20.
Okay. So I probably can do that or help with that. Um,
Technical. Is it
Is it straight up
technical
like
vehicles probably or
Um, no,
doesn't seem like droids or medicine, please. Not
maybe
probably not
computers.
armament. Computers or vehicles.
I guess it's vehicles.
Hmm.
Like I feel like it's more vehicles than computers.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. Oh, it's used for starships? Then sure. That's better fit than. Okay, there we go. That is
I'm
confusing.
happy to assist with my technical. Of course, I'll let you say what Jody's doing first, but and then I can say how I'm helping. But
So what I'm doing is I think I'm directing everyone saying, okay, this is the part that needs to get installed first. We can't bring this up too quick or we'll burn out the valves that we just got. We need to bring this up real slow. So we start kind of at the back end where it's not going to help cooling down, but then we have to work forward so that they each slowly ramp up. Yeah.
Cool.
So let's
Can I
see.
help as well?
Yeah, you can.
Cool. I think I don't know if I need to use the same. No, it doesn't matter, right? I'm just adding a die,
Yeah, you're
right?
just adding a die. Correct.
Cool. And I think I'm being like just handy, helping carrying stuff and that sort of thing because I'm small, but I am tough. So I'm lugging the valves around and like pulling things and doing that while you two do the technical.
Yeah, I'm also very dexterous, so I can fit through like harder points to get things through to
Uh,
connect. Things like that, My bones aren't real bones, they're water.
Um, I'm going to spend a character point. I think that gives me 7 dice. Let's see,
uh,
4, 5, 6, 7. Yes. So let me roll that. 23. Phew. I'm glad I spent that extra thing. Yeah.
Excellent. 23. Cool. I am expurgating because it actually says three difficult technical roles, which I think is silly. So, yes, you guys work together and it takes some time. We'll say an hour, but you are able to do that at the 7 hours past roll when you guys pull everything through. Um, the coolant valves are active, and a few moments later, um, everything looks green, Jody, as far as the testing for everything. They've shut everything off, so you'll need to head back and notify them, hey, everything is okay.
So I think the first thing is probably go back to where the command center is, where we think the rest of the crew would be. And we're going to slip in, um, you know, probably on the door, make the little secret rebel knock, or, communicate through the little microphone in the door, the speaker in the door, you know, repairs made, adjusting things now, and then work to open the doors.
Awesome. Yeah, dun, 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 dun. You do the little rebel knock, and then
Not possible because it's a spaceship, but I like to imagine most of y'all, I believe, own or have owned cats, where you just see the little beans underneath the door because they're like trying to reach in. This size little beans under the door.
but after you attempt contact, a few moments pass, and then they comm to you because they have like local comms, even though they shut out the sensors. You give them that the go ahead, and then you hear the sound of all of the systems coming back online slowly. You hear the of the coolant airs starting to fill the corridor where you are standing outside the command center, and you see like the little symbol in Arabesh of the temperature gauge going down, and they wait until it is breathable and livable before those doors are opened. But then behind the doors, you see all of the folks who could not fly off, including Commander Barto, who you guys all adore and is just a lovely Herglick being. Um, and Dash, just so you know my joke, I had them create all of the things about Barto, um, and he's not great. He's kind of mean, and they don't love him a whole lot. But he also made special space for Sai, if I remember correctly. So he's not irreparable or irredeemable.
I mean, these players would create problems for themselves.
I
It
know.
seems
I
unlikely.
I asked open-ended questions, I think, as I recall. I was like, "How is this person so wonderful and loving?" And they're like, "No, they're terrible."
I think it was more along the lines of what do they think of your character or what is your
Oh, well, they're logical and competent, so they think we're terrible.
so they think we're terrible. They're racist against Nigerians, which like I kind of get. Got a bad rap. It's a problem.
So, um, Commander Bartow lumbers out and says, "Thank the stars. I had my concerns, but you were successful."
Yeah, so you can thank us instead.
Hmm.
We
Stars have
were
nothing to do
marginally
with it.
successful. We should tell you that Captain Maz, Captain Mock, right?
Hmm.
Mhm.
Um, expended a great deal. She has formed some enmity with the Empire now. They were caught. We were able to get away, but, we really owe her.
All right. Yeah, we have some. We can help with resupply, and I've got engineers. Any the Vosentas, whatever repairs are needed, we'll take care of it.
I would suggest what might be able to help is if we could go to some of the ships that we have that aren't airworthy, aren't spaceworthy, and pull the transponders and replace transponders so that she won't get caught. Like rename her ship. We'll see if we can't change it a little bit so that, the Empire's looking for a different ship.
Oh man, I love that, but I want to put it to a roll because it's just so interesting. I want to see. Let us see. I'm gonna call it a moderate roll because if they're gonna scavenge the ship, they scavenge any of the non-space worthy ships. That's like, why haven't they scavenged it for their own stuff? So I think a little bit of a difficulty makes sense to me. Does that seem fair?
Yeah.
Cool.
You said it's difficult, you said, or moderate?
Moderate.
Moderate? Okay. Um,
Feel like you're negotiating here.
oh, you think so?
I don't think you're deceiving.
Like bargain?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking it might be that I was actually doing the repairs. Um, but you're talking about I'm actually negotiating how much they can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, the parts. Okay.
Yeah, he's assuming you do the repairs.
Okay. So let me roll that. That is a 14,
And a
not quite enough
six? Oh, but it's a six um
on the
on the
Destiny die.
destiny
Huh.
die. So it's not quite enough to fully convince him. He says, "I'm sorry, any transponders we have, we're already utilizing." And he says, "But we'll work something out." And he heads off because yeah, we appreciate all that you're doing, but he also has a base to run. He's got to call
Uh,
back the ships that they sent off.
I'm
Sorry?
gonna grab his sleeve before he goes,
Hmm.
and I'm just, no words, going to hand him one of the empty sort of scrolls of the
The
core. The,
ident tube things, right?
yeah, the
Yep.
two, yeah, the
Yep. Code cylinder. Yep.
code
Code
cylinders.
cylinders. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Words I'll never remember. Yeah, I'm gonna
It's
hand him
okay.
one of the four empty code cylinders.
Okay. It looks at them. This could be helpful. Good work. Uh, and then after he leaves, Tyree comes over to you guys. Oh, great work. Hey, Jody, I might have something to help out the Vosentoss with switching out idents. Um, it's less of a physical thing and more of a software manipulation. I'll show you the routines.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that'll be helpful.
So, yeah, Tyree will head back. You guys could start the repairs on the currently named Vosentoss, but she'll be something different next time you head out for your new mission.
Maybe
So
And I think we make sure that everyone knows, at the base, they might try to give Jody and the rest of the team kudos. And I make sure that they understand, no, Captain Mac also risked everything to get the stuff back.
you guys get a little like a little reward. You get a little medal, like for you save this base. So you all are given rank because I think that would be fun. Even Shan, because he obviously was part of this, even though he's not conscious. He's unfortunately like a couple steps below you guys on the steps to get the medals, and later, many sessions later, he'll be awarded his medal. That's some
Even the
Star Wars
droid
Yoda
and the
jokes.
alien get medals.
Uh, yeah, that's right. Jody doesn't get a medal. Um, Jody doesn't get a medal. Sai does, and yeah, you guys will now. You're now considered
It's the
corporals.
gifts. The gifts get people to give me medals.
That's right. So you're now corporals in uh the New Republic of the Alliance to restore the Republic in Tapani Sector.
Cool.
We have a few minutes. You will first go over character points. You get you save the base from destruction. You get an additional character point, and then you get three character points for surviving the adventure. So four character points for each of you. Congratulations for concluding the mission. Yay!
Yay.
Kermit Flail. Awesome. So let's do a quick bit of stars and wishes, and then we will conclude. So, session 5.
Wowzers. Okay, stars. We start with stars so we can end with
No, we
wishes.
start with wishes so we can end with
Oh, no,
stars.
wishes. End of stars. Wishes. Um, yeah, no, I need to play Santa's elf and deliver some fun little gifts to everyone
That
next
sounds fun.
session. You get a code cylinder, and you get a code cylinder, and do that amongst the group as well as once we have Shan back, give him the hey, look, I found another thing for you to try to root through technology, man. Because at this point, I think I've given him a code cylinder, something else, and then now I'll have a broken hologram to give him.
Yeah, we should grab where you had written that stuff down. I'm gonna
It was on
grab
the
that
map.
from the. Yeah, I'm gonna unhide it and grab that stuff and put it on your character
Thank
sheet to
you.
make sure you have it.
And then just repeat of prior wishes.
Well, cool. I had a random thing ready to go. So I think I hit that one. Yay, me.
Yay.
And prior wishes. Sweet. Then who would like to go next with wishes?
I could go. Um, think I'd I'd like us to get into serious trouble at some point, because at least the sessions I've been here for, I haven't been here every session. We've been like skirting on the edge of trouble, but we
Mm-hmm.
haven't really gotten into it. And I think I'd like to see what happens and how our characters react when things really turn sideways. Um, Not force it to happen, but it's something that would be interesting to me.
Sounds great.
I would like to see more of our burden come into play. We had talked about that being a part of restoring your uh
Yes,
force
that's right.
points.
That's
And I
right.
think by doing that, I think we can then uh to have some like downtime moments, some characterization moments. That'll be good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Stephen, you went last with wishes. You get to go first with stars.
It was very fun. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for accommodating all the timings and everything like that.
No problem.
Um, the I really liked how um whenever Cola got in trouble, she was like, just gonna hit it. I'm just gonna, beat it up and, see what happens. And also, with Sai getting presents for everyone, I'm gonna get presents and give them out. So that was a lot of fun.
Cool. Excellent. Adesh, any stars you want to hand out?
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun jumping in the middle of a mission and not really knowing what was going on. I would obviously have preferred to have been here for the whole mission, but it's also it's interesting to not have to do any of the planning and just get to do the action part. Um, I like how everyone put like some spin on like when we were doing actions, not just oh here's the skill, roll the dice. I mean that's what I expect from these players that we do that, but it's still nice to see the effort everyone puts into like personalizing what their characters are doing and how they're doing.
Thank you, Adesh. Finish us off with any stars you have, Kay.
Yeah, stars for Steven for Jody being like, and then we leave him in the ship. That was great. 10 out of 10, absolutely love that. Uh I think there's a yeah, that's very yeah, stars is just the dynamic going on between Sai and Jody, where Jody's like, leave him, and Sai was like, I will free these enslaved people for you because I believe in the freedom of your enslaved. Like it's an interesting, it's good. Um really liked seeing Cola come back in and just kind of be a badass. Just like even when the dice weren't on your side, she still seemed cool AF, which is a interesting and fun way to like do that, which I think is hard to necessarily pull off. Like even when you're failing, you're still cool. Star to Rich typically for fulfilling the wish about finding cool things for me to steal. I appreciate that. Also, a star, but like with tiny little thorns on it about her being allergic to the flowers. That was perfect, but also slightly mean. I loved it. It was great.
Good deal.
Yeah, I think those are my stars for today.
Excellent. Thank you all so much for playing. This was an enjoyable little 1.5 shot of a mission, and I look forward to throwing you in hot water next week. So
Woo.
that will bring this recording to a close.
Fantastic. Thanks.